What's up, you guys? I'm Some Dumb American, and today we're going to talk about some of the crazy and ridiculous things that the Trump administration has done in its first couple of weeks. I first want to touch on torture because Computing Forever mentioned it in a video that he uploaded today. It is true that Donald Trump believes that torture works despite evidence to the contrary. However, General Mattis does not agree. Trump has publicly acknowledged this disagreement that they have, and he said that he will defer to Mattis's judgment regarding torture. So that means no torture. I know torture is a subject that a lot of you are rightfully passionate about, so I wanted to bring that up and address it. Source in the description. Next, let's discuss Sean Spicer. Everything out of Spicer's mouth seems to be a lie. Spicer lied about the crowd size at Trump's inauguration, which was ridiculous, especially when you consider that President Trump was accused of removing Martin Luther King's bust from the Oval Office. The story could have been about the media falsely accusing Trump of doing something pretty awful, but instead, Sean Spicer turned it into a week-long media frenzy comparing crowd sizes. Spicer's also making up terrorist attacks. He claimed that there was a terrorist attack in Atlanta, even though Atlanta has never been the subject of an Islamic terrorist attack. We have enough terrorist attacks happening in Europe and in the US. We don't need to make them up, and we especially don't need the White House press secretary to make them up. It's inexcusable. Keeping on the theme of terror attacks, Kellyanne Conway can't seem to keep her foot away from her mouth. I'm assuming you've all heard of the Bowling Green massacre that didn't actually happen, which was a giant mistake on her part. Factor in her apology where she said it was a simple slip of the tongue, even though it happened 5 times, and we have a mess on our hands. The Bowling Green situation was a big deal. We stopped a terror attack from occurring, but lying is again inexcusable. We've had enough attacks without making them up, and there was a conspiracy to commit a massacre that was caught and prevented. Talking about that would have made the point that people have come here and attempted to commit terror attacks. Or we could defer to Europe. These arguments are not hard to make, but Trump's team seems to be inept at doing so. On to the media. The Trump administration has accused the media of not covering terrorist attacks in the US and Europe, but we know that this is false. The media does cover it. The problem is that terrorist attacks happen every week in Europe and people are completely desensitized to it. It's no longer news that someone ran through the streets of Paris shouting nothing to do with Islam with a machete. That's just normal. That's day-to-day life in some parts of Europe. And if you want to make an argument, make that argument. Make the argument that the public is completely desensitized to terrorism in Europe, because we are. As I said before, these arguments are not hard to make, and the truth is on Trump's side. However, he and his team thus far have been awful at articulating it. Then there's a relationship with Putin. Trump, for whatever reason, won't be forthcoming with us about the nature of their relationship. Russia is a world superpower. Being clear about where we stand with Russia is important. I believe that it would be a good thing for us to be friendly with Russia, so I wouldn't be mad if Trump and Putin are on good terms. In fact, I would be happy about it. It's just bizarre and a little bit disturbing that he refuses to be transparent about it and give us a clear answer. But those are the craziest things that the Trump administration has done so far, and on the bright side, it's not difficult to fix them. Fire Sean Spicer. Please, for the love of God, he's a mess. And maybe rein Kellyanne Conway in. And when it comes to Trump and Putin, for most people, the worst case scenario is that they're actually friends. Which, like I said, I don't consider that to be a bad thing. So if he could just be transparent about that, that would be nice. Fortunately, the major problems with this administration so far don't have anything to do with policy. Everything that he's done policy-wise has been legal, and it's been checked and balanced to death, and it will continue to be checked and balanced to death. But that's okay. That's how the Republic is supposed to work. It's always a good idea to take a look in the mirror and make sure everything's going okay. And so far, aside from the lying, everything's going pretty well. But hey, I'm just some dumb American. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, the links to my Patreon and social media are in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.